Apart from the skills initiative that you mentioned, what other focus or measures, initiatives are going to be put in place following the WEF?
The World Economic Forum on Africa is bringing together leading or business leaders from across the globe, and also political leaders who want to key into the investors that want to invest in different countries. Nigeria is the largest economy at present. What are the areas of priority, given our huge potentials? What are the areas that you are showcasing that you want to present to the world for them to key into, in terms of to enable us realize the inclusive growth and create jobs? Also, Mr. President last night pointed out that we're already reaping the fruits of this very forum or this very meeting by the comings of potential investors showing interest, in certain areas up to the tune of $250 million. Would you want to throw more light in that direction? Thank you. I am Cliff Ayoze of NTA News.
Thank you. Let's take one more. Lady in front.
Thank you. Danish Broadcasting, Stine Dragstad. I have a question on security. Can you comment at all on the government's request to get assistance from foreign partners in trying to find the kidnapped girls? Thank you.
Okay, so we take those in order, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
The first one is education, showcasing.
Yes, what is very important to us is that here at the World Economic Forum, like you rightly said, an initiative will be launched on skills linked to education. But we don't just want to talk about education alone. It's very important. The issue of highlighting skills is crucial, because we have to know educating for what. What is the missing gap in many of our countries? Sometimes we have educated people who cannot be employed because they don't have the right skills. Having an initiative in which we involve the private sector, the civil society, governments in talking about what skills does the private sector need, because they are the biggest employer in every country. What type of skills should we be linking up to them to develop among our young people? That's really critical. So that initiative, we are very much looking forward to it, and to the partnership it will bring with private sector in order to enable us to then integrate that into what we are trying to do at home. I just want to give an example. For instance, we launched a housing sector revolution here in Nigeria. The government, the president, a few months ago launched this in January, as a matter of fact, because we've never used the housing sector, which is a non-tradable sector, to really spur job creation, and whilst at the same time tackling social needs like other countries have. Like if you look at the US, the UK, and so on, housing is critical. But as we launched it, we also realized that we need to develop the skills to be able for people to benefit from working in that sector. So if you launch it and it's really creating jobs for those from outside, because we don't have the plumbers, the painters, and then it doesn't help. So alongside that, we started, initiatives on training for skills in the housing sector. And, working with the private sector, the Ministry of Lands and Housing is actually pursuing some training programs. Those are the kinds of things we'd like to learn from the experience of other countries, link up with the private sector to do. Lastly, I mentioned that another initiative is going to be launched, the Safe Schools Initiative, which Aliko Dangote and Ndoko Baigbena, together with Gordon Brown, are going to launch on Wednesday, which will key into the protection of our children, further protection of our children, and in schools in the Northeast. The government is stepping up its effort. We have to work with the state and local governments, but the private sector help, because this is coming from the private sector, is also part of it. And that's what this forum is all about, getting the private sector to work in partnership with government. So we really welcome that. Then the next question was on investors. Our priorities really are to let investors showcase, those sectors and those areas where we feel that that investment lies. There are 2 or 3 things that investors look for. I think first of all is macroeconomic stability in any country. And I think that there, on many, many areas, we've been given the pass mark. They find that Nigeria's stability over these past few years on the macro, we've brought inflation down from double digit to 7.7%. We have one of the lowest fiscal deficits. Under the old GDP, it was about 1.9 to 2%. It's going to be much, much lower, even with the new GDP. We have reserves that are, strong, 38 to 40 billion dollars. We have a growth rate that is attractive, etc. So they have the macro stability. The next thing is, do you now have the sources of growth, which is what you're asking? And we do. In fact, I want to say that the Office of the Chief Economic Advisor has prepared a little book that showcases for the private sector what these opportunities are. We see opportunities in agriculture. We see opportunities in manufacturing. Again, the president launched an industrial revolution. We have a large consumer market in this country, and we must also tap that. So manufacturing of consumer goods, manufacturing of goods for export to ECOWAS and elsewhere is something that we think is really very important. We have the housing sector, the opportunities there for those who want to create both upscale and social housing. And we have many, many companies coming that are interested in this and are waiting to talk to us. Creative industries. Some people have also seen what our own entertainment industry in Nollywood has been able to do. And some of them are interested in learning more. There's a worldwide movie now called Half of a Yellow Sun, which is made in Nigeria. It's been opened in Toronto, in London, which will open here shortly. People are interested. What is this Nigerian movie industry delivering? And why is it risen and become such a big part worldwide? So these are some of the areas we also want to see support. Don't forget, Nigeria has almost 33 other solid minerals that have not even been exploited and are in commercial quantities. We have bitumen, we have tantalite, we have gold, we have gemstones, we have iron ore. I could go on, and we haven't exploited these. So that's another sector we see. So specifically, the president was mentioning there were 2 investments, one from Unilever for about $150 million, and the Unilever CEO will be coming, Paul Paulson, and to discuss how they go about that. And that is Unilever, they're in consumer goods manufacturing. There's a company called Blumberg, B-L-U-M-B-E-R-G, that is in agriculture and agricultural logistics. It's a U.S. company. They are thinking of making Nigeria the logistics hub for Africa and thinking of investing $250 million. Those are just 2 examples that I give. Thank you. Oh, sorry, there was a question, about the request for assistance. What the president laid out is that when it comes to the matter of our girls, we will take help from anywhere and anyone who is prepared to help us get the girls out. The priority of the president and of Nigerians is, let's find our girls. And he said he had specifically reached out to certain countries, to request help. I think not just for the girls, but even broader with the issue of terror, which is a worldwide issue. And he mentioned certain countries that he's reached out and is willing to work with. So the immediate is, we will take help from any country that can help us with trying to get our girls out. The second is even on the broader question of terror, and that is why he embraces the demonstrations that are going on abroad. Because he thinks that, look, this is an active citizenry. An active citizenry does not always come out to praise government. Do you understand? An active citizenry, when they are not happy, they come out to say, we want you to do more, and we want the international community to help. We embrace it. It shows that our people are engaged. And, globally, for example, Gordon Brown has said he's coming and he wants to offer some help and to launch this initiative. And that is good. We welcome it. Globally, any country and any individual that can help us, we welcome.